Right now, let's check in with Bill for today's installment of the Sta-Bil Performance Tip. Bill?
Scott, I want to show you the engine in this 1969 Camaro Resto Mod. This is an engine that has revolutionized automobile aftermarket building, okay? Not this engine specifically, but this is a crate engine. You know, if you're going to build a $150,000 to $200,000 Resto Mod, you can find a vintage engine in a salvage yard, but oh, what evil may be lurking inside. You're going to have to go through the entire engine, do a total rebuild. Instead, you can get a motor like this, a 572 cubic inch crate motor from GM Performance Parts. It's all brand new stuff in there, but looks right at home in the engine well of this 69 Camaro. This one has aluminum heads. It's got an intake manifold that's taller than you, Scott, and a big Holley 4-barrel carburetor, MSD ignition. Boom, 500 horsepower without the muss and fuss. You're building a Resto Mod, you want to make sure your engine is up to the job. Go crate motor.
All righty, thank you very much, Bill. That is our Sta-Bil Performance Tip, and certainly glad to have Sta-Bil on board with Mecum as a long-term sponsor. And don't forget about that. It is so important in preventing water issues in your car engine, your boat engine, Bill, even a small engine or whatever you might have. Use it every time you fill up and keep that moisture under control. It'll help you keep your engine, no matter the size, no matter the vintage, it'll help keep it performing at peak levels. That's our Sta-Bil Performance Tip. And we get back to the auction block now and pick up the action with a 1965 Corvette convertible. Coming up next is its evil twin as we go to Bill Stevens for this installment of our Sta-Bil Performance Tip. Bill?
Yeah, this is a 1965 Dodge A100 pickup, and this was built back in the 60s to compete with the Ford Econoline pickup. You might remember that, and that rear-engine Corvair pickup that they built. And one of the raps on these old A100s was, well, they couldn't carry much weight and they were a little bit underpowered. Well, whoever built this A100 decided to fix that once and for all. This one is equipped with a 426 cubic inch, 465 horsepower Hemi. In fact, the late Bill Maverick Golden, he mounted his Hemi a couple of feet further back and came up with the most notorious wheel stander in drag racing history, the Little Red Wagon. And I got to tell you, anybody who would drive this A100 is maybe a little unstable. Scott?
Thank you, Bill. That's, as you can see, that is coming up in a matter of moments. That is our Sta-Bil Performance Tip. Don't forget they have fuel stabilizer, oil stabilizer as well, that'll help remove water that can get into your oil from the ethanol blended fuels. So check it out at an auto parts store near you. That A100, the second in about 5 minutes, is on the way after this 92 Chevy Blazer.